I guess I've never met another dog like you.
And you never will again. I am one of a kind. I am Frankie.
Got a bunch of questions for you. I got to start with the thing that I ask you every time I talk to you, which is, are you done with Primal season 3? Is it completely finished?
It's completely finished finally, and then we should start announcing the plans for when it's going to come out. Hopefully in a few months.
Yeah, I mean it's 2026. I can't wait. Just want to throw that out there for people that are, anyway. I know you can't. Maybe you can't say that.
Not yet. It's coming though. It's coming.
Yeah, 100%. So, what does it mean to you? Because this film possibly wasn't going to come out. It was like stuck in that limbo, and now people have seen it. It's at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. What does it mean to you to sort of like, you know what I mean? Like, because there was a chance this wasn't going to get released. It was up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2024 was Limbo, and not even like a positive Limbo where a lot of people were interested. There really was no interest, and at a certain point, you start to reflect. Like, oh my God, what did I make? Did I make something unwatchable? Does everybody hate this so much? But, a company paid to make this. So there's got to be something, and something wasn't landing, or is it too ahead of its time, or whatever it was. But you start to, like, I hate to cast blame on other people. I always look inside, like, what did I do wrong, perhaps? And so it was like this suffering year of the unknown. And is it ever going to find a home and the right home, or is it just going to be like a pay-per-view movie on cable somewhere that'll just get lost? And so yeah, it was miserable. And then now that we're so close to release, it's incredible. And the one thing that kept me going was I know enough about film history that all these great films went through is either a miserable production where it was so hard and everything went wrong, or there's always a really hard story that they had to overcome to get to a happy ending, right? And then it's the biggest hit. And for me, that's all I was saying, like, all right, well, we had a great production, 15 years to get it made, and now nobody's going to release it. But I know at the end of the day, it's going to find a home, and it's going to be a happy ending for us. And so that's the only thought that kind of kept me going. And then finally, here we are, and then, in January, Netflix picked it up, and then hopefully we can say, in 3 months, the rest is history.
100%. I just find it, listen, I'm so grateful to Netflix for picking this film up, and I think it's the perfect place. I also think it's amazing that their number one movie right now, and might be their number one movie of all time, will be K-Pop Demon Hunters. And now, to go along with that, you have Fixed, which is this hard R animated adult movie. I love it,
Yeah, and that's what I always thought Netflix is. It has the opportunity to do different things, right? Because there is no like brand of a Netflix film. They have, anything from an R-rated cartoon to a preschool to, obviously live action, comedy and drama and action. And so it could find a home, and it would be, and for some weird reason last week, Hotel Transylvania 3 made it on the top 10. And I was like, wouldn't that be fun if it was like K-pop, Fixed, Hotel 3, like in the top 10? It would be pretty surreal.
It's actually great because they're doing so well with animation, and I love it because I love animation, and they have a budget and they can make more movies. But I want to get specific with you. So what is it like opening in this movie? You have a scene with Bull trying to screw the grandmother's leg. What is it like to direct animators on a scene like that where, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want to show? What is the expression? Because everything needs to be decided on.
Yeah. And it starts at the board, right? So like I did the board for that sequence. And so you start to, figure out what is the funny expression. And the thing about it is, like, for 90% of it, I don't think that deeply about it. Like, what am I feeling when I'm screwing? You kind of trust your natural instinct, and when you're drawing, it comes out. That's the amazing part about it, right? So it starts in the board. So I'll draw up the whole sequence, then I'll go back in and pitch it, and then some other ideas will come out as I pitch it. Then I'll make some adjustments, and then I'll pitch it to the crew, right, and to the executives and everything. And then if everyone laughs, and that was the first kind of like test sequence that we did as well, to see if people will laugh. And we even had an older version of the character design. And yeah, and everybody was like screaming and laughing, and it you start to understand what it could be, right? And then when we record the voice, then we'll do extra adjustments on the expressions, right, to match the voice perfectly. A great read, maybe it's a read that the actor did. Oh, like Adam did this funny little grunt. Let me put this in here, right? And then from there, by the time the animator gets it, we've got the layout, they've got the board they can look at, they've got the vocal performance, and now, I knew what stuff we didn't want to show and how much we want to show, and then we just go for it, and the really good animators just, knock it out of the park, because we know there's a very clear directive, right? We're not searching, like, we'll try animating it this way, and then if it doesn't work, we'll try animating it this way. We didn't have that kind of budget or time. So it was like, board works, great layouts, great animation, great sound, and there you have the idea.
One of the best sequences in the film, the thing that has me, I just couldn't believe what I was watching, and you know where I'm going with this, is in the third act. It's just jaw-dropping, because you have him professing his love. He's being screwed from behind. Like, everything about that scene is A+. So I obviously have to, and we can finally talk about it. I talk about putting that scene together, and where was the line in terms of, because it's an incredible sequence.
So that scene was conceived in the very first draft, and to me, it was the what this movie's all about, right? To a degree, and the juxtaposition of the pain and pleasure and the love confession and everything. And so like when I storyboarded it, it really came out effortlessly in a way, because I think that scene has been living in my head for so long, right? And so it's just kind of staging it for obviously the comedy and hiding. We don't show anything, right? But I think people are so shocked because we don't show anything. So like your imagination is always, it's that cat people thing where your imagination is always worse than anything, is stronger than anything we can show. And, in my career, whenever you can have a sequence where people are laughing from start to finish, that's gold, And that one starts with some giggles. And once you realize what's happening, there's big laughter, then there's a little sound break. And it's like even more shocking when he goes faster, and then more laughs, So everything came together, and the story got us there too, and the characters. So it's one of those moments that you'll always see in a rom-com movie, right? The profession of love and everything, but usually they're just standing and talking. But with this, we found something to make it really funny and a huge juxtaposition, obviously.
I'm out of time. I just want to say thank you for making this movie, and I sincerely hope it's a huge hit.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.